It's showtime.
Hello guys and welcome back to the STPL. I'm your host Kix, and I've just noticed an error in the overlay, but you can forgive me, it's only the Showmatch series, so should be a lot of fun either way. We have another two great players coming up for you here. It's going to be another PvZ, interestingly enough. But it should be fairly cool nonetheless. It's going to be on, you know what, let's move on to the overlay and let's introduce them. Okay, so for mSj, mSj, we do have LiR. Now LiR, aka Mr. LiR as well, or it might be LiR, I'm not too sure. If there's an mSj player in the chat, please do correct me. But he is going to be our Protoss player here, and against him is going to be Faust, the one, the only, one of the old admins for the Foreign Brood War Discord, very well known in the community, plays in a lot of tournaments, has played some very interesting STPL games, like his EVO first build in ZVZ, and his proxy hatch at the wrong base. They were some games. Just gonna say they were some games. But either way, really great to see him back here. Now this is going to be one of Faust's favourite maps. Please do ignore Sparkle in the background. It's going to be Sin Peaks of Baekdu. Apparently I didn't save the image at the right size, so gonna look a bit squished, but it's all good. It's just this map, everything else is fine. But Jungle World map, of course, from 2006, I believe it was. The MBC Survivor 9th. That's the tournament this came from. Very, very old map. Very, very fun. Was renamed, or was remade in StarCraft 2 as Crossfire, I believe it was. Very weird map, I would say. Very cool map. I did play against Faust on this map during BSL, I think it was. Oh no, it was Rota's Weird Map League, I think, or something like that. I can't remember, but he did go Guardians against me and killed me, so alas, that is my playing career. Either way, let's head on over to the game, and let's get started with our second game of this evening. It's LiR versus Faust, and it's going to be on Sin Peaks of Baekdu.
Hailing frequencies open.
And in the 12 o'clock position, we do have the Orange Protoss fighting for mSj. It's going to be Mr. LiR. And his opponent down here in the bottom left position, we do have the Blue Protoss, or Blue Zerg, fighting for SCC. And FBW in this case, it's gonna be Faust. And a huge thank you to CE, of course, for that 107 viewer host. If you're just tuning in, this is the STPL. You are watching a show match between mSj and Foreign Brood War FBW. mSj for long, I guess. We saw a very cool PvZ between Taitu and Dreamer on Katrina SE just now, and this is going to be the second game here on Sin Peaks of Baekdu. And now, this is a very interesting map. It's very difficult to take the natural expansion very early. As I said, I guess it's better to see it here, but very big ramp here. Very large area here to defend against. So we're going to see LiR try and block Faust from expanding for as long as humanly possible. Now, realistically, I don't know if Faust wants to expand. Faust is very much like Taitu in the fact he does play very interesting builds. This is one of his favourite maps as well, so I'm certain he has some tricks up his sleeve here for LiR. this pylon going to make it a little bit annoying, and obviously on this map the third base is very far away, so a little bit harder. Now, one interesting map feature that we've just seen Faust handily show out to us is that gap is only big enough for small units, so that includes Zealots, Workers, Marines, Ghosts, Firebats, Medics, and Zerglings. And it means that it makes the pathing of Dragoons and sort of bigger units a little bit harder to move around. I think Hydras can get through there as well, because Hydras are actually quite a small unit. But there we go, we're going to have Faust finally able to take his natural expansion. Now, he does have his gas up, he's got his spawning pool coming up as well, so we should see speed, I would imagine, from him. LiR forced into a little bit of a one-base build. Now, there is this mineral field at the back, it does have 40 minerals in it, and that does allow you to get this back base over here, and in Faust's case over here. Now, that's quite easy to defend. Of course, you do have the like the small ramp to get up there, so the third isn't too bad to get. You also have another third here as well. Now, it looked like Faust was actually going to try and hide a hatchery or something. I mean, I did say he had some tricks in this map. There's a very large amount of room behind your main. One of the famous games on this map actually is, I believe it was Bisu versus... It was Bisu against someone. He proxy 2-gated in a PvP in the other guy's main, and the guy basically never played a professional game again. So, looks like we're going to have the Zealots making use of that handy highway. A probe trying to block the Zealots as long as, well, block the Zerglings as long as possible. He does want to make sure they don't get over, because of course he doesn't have his own natural. And the fact he's seen those lings as well has made him send his Zealots home. Now we're going to see the probe trying to run around, get some scouting information. Does see no LiR just yet. Speed is just about to finish. Does see the second and third hatchery as well. And I mean, Faust could be a little bit aggressive behind this. Now, of course, we do have LiR with the 3 Zealots on the ramp. Going to make it very difficult for Zerglings to push up. But it should be easy enough. Oh, sorry, it's Baekdu. Okay, thank you. I always forget that guy's name. I was thinking of Much, but it was Bisu versus Much in a PvP where we saw carriers and scouts. Here we go, the Zerglings are going to move up to the main ramp here of Faust. Not going to be able to get too much done. Do pull back before they lose any of their comrades. We do see triple gateway coming in here for LiR. This is going to be a very big gateway force early on. And he's actually going into a citadel. Could we possibly see a Dark Templar rush here from LiR? Or is he going to go into a very quick storm? Looks like it's going to be at least Zealot legs. And with 3 gateways, that is going to be a lot of Zealots. Now, it does look like he's mined out the back minerals, so he is going to try and possibly sneak an expansion in. Going for the scout, though, and Faust is on top of this immediately. Wants to keep his opponent in the dark as much as humanly possible. A very nicely placed Overlord actually catches the probe just moving past there. And now we've got the Hydralisk then coming in. This is going to make it very, very strong for Faust to be able to attack. He's not going for a third base, so this is going to be 3 Hatch Hydralisk off of 2 bases even. Back in the day, this wasn't that uncommon. Obviously going to be a little bit harder for LiR to hold onto his ramp, and that's why you see him adding on a couple of cannons. Doesn't want to die to anything stupid. Of course, he's getting a lot of gateway units, but gateway units realistically don't do all that well against Hydralisks until you get that splash damage coming in, until you get those high damaging units like the +1 Zealots. But there we go. Looks like we're going to have Lings moving in behind. The second cannon isn't done. This could be a big, big mistake. There's actually very little back here to defend. And LiR lets Faust in with all of his Lings, but Faust likely not going to be able to do too much. And this is the reason for this. LiR is hitting a timing. He thinks he can get to the Zerg base. He's not going to wait for +1 attack. The Zerglings are still alive. But here we go. There's very few Hydralisks in here at the moment, but good micro by him. Good SimCity as well. The first Sunken Colony's gonna hold. The Hydralisks gonna hold as well. Oh, the Sunken Colony goes down, but that's a lot of units for LiR to be losing. I know that Faust is only on 2 bases, but that's a decent drone saturation at both of his bases, and this is what he needs to worry about. LiR has thrown a lot of his units away, and there's a big Hydralisk counterattack coming across the map. Now, how exactly is this going to pan out? Looks like he left left the Zealot on the ramp to try and delay as much as humanly possible, and that's because he has very little back at home to defend. He's only got 2 cannons. Now, he's going to try and use the fact that Hydralisks have to funnel up the ramp, but they're going to get on top of the ramp now. And I mean, oh, he's doing a good job holding against this for now. But this is going to be an ever-increasing number of Hydralisks. We don't see a second base attempt coming in. We do actually see the Templar Archives, Stargate coming in as well. Don't think we've actually seen a single Corsair yet. He's been spending a lot of money on trying to keep the Hydralisks out. Now, weirdly, he's going to build his cannons on the low ground. And now this will allow him to slow push towards his own natural expansion. But little does he know, because he's got such little scouting information, the Faust is falling back. Now, he could just be regrouping. He has added another load of Hydralisks. But he's not adding any additional tech, so I mean, realistically, Faust could actually still go all in with this. Now, Faust is on 2 bases. That is something to be said about this situation. He is only on 6 drones with only 7 mineral patches, so it's not that bad. This is an older map. Protoss, of course, still on 1 base, so getting 3 bases, 4 bases, not too important. Now, Faust looks like he's on a little bit of a dodgy rally point, nearly throwing away a couple of Hydralisks. But more importantly, he's thrown away the element of surprise. He was building up a large amount of Hydras here, and I think he was going to wait to try and jump on top of the Protoss forces, and here we go. Looks like he's going to hit just as the Nexus was about to come down, and he is going to force LiR back up the ramp. Storm isn't going to be done yet. And here we go, this is going to be a big moment in this game. Can Faust get to the top of the ramp? The Zealots pulled a little bit too far back. Could we see a snipe on the High Templar? No, we can't. The High Templar are actually bugging the Dragoon out an incredible amount. And I mean, these 2 cannons have been worth their weight in gold so far. And Faust seems just a little bit unable to break the ramp. We do have Storm almost finished. There is energy on this High Templar. But the first cannon has finally gone down. I do want to just say LiR has had great positioning with those cannons. Now the first pylon is going to go down, making it so there's a lot more room at the top of the ramp, but there's the first Storm. He actually kills one of his own Zealots. Not the best Storm, but at the time it's the best he could probably get. Now we will see a third hatchery coming in here for Faust. It looks like he's just queued that up. Waiting for the 300 minerals to come in. There we go. Back home, he is going into his lair as well, so he is going to try and transition out of this. Now, interestingly, there's actually 2 Zerglings in here. They've not got a single kill, but they've been in there the whole time, so that's pretty impressive. We're going to see a cannon, or a pylon at the top of here. He may try and get some cannons down in the mineral line. Now here is the moment where he's going to try and break out. Looks like he needs to use the Storm. He doesn't have enough for Storm on any of his High Templar. That's too much. Too much Zerg for him to handle. And GG. LiR gets taken down by Faust to take FBW to a 2-0 lead. So, I mean, one thing you can say about FBW's team is in round 3, they've got a lot more players that are a lot stronger in their roster. And I think they're going to put in a good effort here. Now, of course, this is a best of 5. So we're going to go into round 3. But before that, just to give my voice a rest, we're going to go to a quick 5-minute break. And we will see, or I will see you when I get back. See you guys.